My name's Liz Murray and I live at Trilby Station. My husband and I have been here for 34 years and we've raised our 4 children here. The Murray family have been here since 1860, so our children are 6th generation on the Darling River. Great place to live. It's pretty amazing really. The tourist season is from April, traditionally from April through till early November, and we probably see 3,000 to 4,000 people. So rather than just a flow through an overnight stop, it's become a destination, which is great. I've actually given up tallying them up these days. I've just got so busy, I'm kind of over that now. Okay, Trilby Station is 320,000 acres, so about 500 square miles. Our house and all our accommodation is right on the bank of the river, which is great. It's just beautiful in here with all the birds and the wildlife. And I guess we've got about 25 kilometres of actual river frontage. And then we move out onto sandy soils, some ironstone ridges. There's a nice little viewpoint where you can actually see right across the Darling River floodplain to the hills on the Cobar side. Winter's the best time to visit because it's just so hot in summer. We do get quite a lot of Europeans over summer because they're escaping their winter, and I think it's kind of like, when I climbed to Mount Kilimanjaro, it's kind of like, yes, I got there and it was minus 21 degrees or whatever, and they can go back home to Germany or Europe or wherever and say, we went to the Australian Outback and it was 50 degrees and we survived. The idea of getting into farm stays like Trilby is so people can actually have a peek around, because when you're just driving through a normal road, you might pull up at the Visitor Information Centre and look at some roadside signs and have a bit of a read, but until you can actually get onto these stations, and which is what all our guests are saying, this is where you really find out how people live in the outback. On the accommodation side of things, we try to cater for everybody and everybody's needs. So we start off with the river campsites, which are just beautiful. They're down on the river, spread out amongst the gum trees, very secluded. Everybody has their own private little campfire, and then we have the powered sites for those who really want power. And they're right beside the bathroom, the amenities block. There's also a nice big paved campfire area there, and a gazebo and a little camp kitchen, which any camper can use. Fridge, freezer, microwave, all those sorts of little essentials. And then we have the shearer's bunkhouse, which we also use for our shearer's quarters when we do shearing here. And it's a fairly new 9-bedroom complex, so sleeps 18. Well, I call it basic, but it has great beds, air conditioning, TV, all the mod cons really. And it's ideal for bus groups, family groups, because there's plenty of room there. And then we have the 2 self-contained cottages, the Gillaroos cottage and the Overseer's cottage. They're just beside the pool and not far from the river. So on this station, as I said, we're fairly laid back with our tourism side of things because we are actually so busy with the stock side. But we do offer some mud map drives. So I've compiled some folders with information, detailed trip notes, and it just sort of guides you along. Every gate you come to on the property has a number written on it, and so you're just following along your trip notes. It tells people what we do in a flood, what we do in a drought, why the fencing's like it is. Some fence posts are steel, some are cement. So there's just and a bit about the scrub, what the Aborigines used to use it for, bush medicine, that sort of thing. They take some yabby nets so they can catch yabbies while they're out there. And there's an old house that's set up the same as it was in 1965, so that's a real walk back through time for people. Just with the chenille bedspreads, and the cupboards are still fully equipped with medicines and groceries, and the bookshelf's got books in it, and the beds are made, the table's set. So it's just a 1950s homestead out in the scrub. So that's one of the features that most people really like to look at when they're on the drive.